The worst grind in Warframe doesn't exist anymore.
Or does it? No, I'm fucking with you. I'm of course talking about the old Necromech grind. For some context, if you were to farm the Necromech today, you would have substantially more fun than myself for a few reasons. The resource requirements have been toned down, and the amount of blueprint resource grinding has been slashed at the ankles, thanks to being able to purchase damaged parts for standing. And you know what? That's really nice. For you. Now. But if you talk to any veteran and so much as speak the words Necromech grind, they're gonna hit you with that 1,000-yard stare. So let me recount you with a story about a ghost from beyond the patch notes, Archie's encounter with the grind from hell, and the evil it served. This story started with the simplest of goals. Just enjoy the New War. For those of you who don't know, the New War is kinda like the key that opens up the Warframe endgame, while also being the quest that serves as the dramatic capstone to many pieces of the plot that you follow up until that point. Most powerful weapons, mods, arcanes, and more are all available after the New War. And what do you need to do in order to access this quest? Well, back in the day, you had to be caught up on your quests, own a railjack, no problem, and own a Necromech. I don't have that one. And spoilers, I won't have it for a while either. In fact, this whole horror story started because I was missing only 33% of the requirements. How difficult could it be? Okay, new mission. Build the Necromech. How do I do that? I'm glad you asked. Like any other Warframe in the game, we're gonna have to collect 4 quirky blueprints and a random assortment of garbage. Build said blueprints before assembling it all together. So, how do we get the blueprints? First, you must do the Heart of Deimos quest, which proves that the best way to fix a broken and infected home is the threat of everyone slowly and painfully dying. Once you finish that quest, you'll get an inbox with the blueprints for the Void Rig and all its components. Each of the components used to require some amount of open world resources and a damaged Necromech part. Oh, just buy those with standing. No, dummy, this is 2022, that doesn't exist yet. What we need to do is something called an Isolation Vault. In each Isolation Vault mission, after completing the prerequisite steps, you'll find your way into one of the vaults of Deimos, which is guarded by an active hostile Necromech. Slaying said mech will give you a 50% chance to get one of the 4 damaged parts. At that rate, you would need to kill, on average, maybe about 8 total mechs, in theory, 4 without drops, and then 4 with each individual drop, if the odds were in your favor. This grind, of course, could be done faster because each level of difficulty in the Isolation Vault adds another mech into the vault. But be careful, these mechs are powerful, and if you don't have the right setup to not die, they are going to whip your ass. So what, we have to run on average like what, a couple missions? Who cares? In fact, there's probably a few lucky players out there who killed only 4 mechs and got all 4 parts. Well, here's where the second villain appears, something that every veteran has experienced because everything in Warframe is chance-based. The level layout, drops, rhythms, relics, everything is chance-based. And if you play long enough, eventually those odds, no matter how good, will turn against you. I'm talking about the statistical anomaly. If you play Warframe for long enough, you will encounter this beast. It isn't a matter of if, or it's more of a matter of when. Maybe it's when you're farming blueprints for your favorite Warframe, but you keep getting all but one of the parts you need. Maybe it's when you're grinding relics and somehow you can't seem to get that one silver tier equipment no matter how many relics you burn through. And maybe if your name is Archie Dude, it makes the entire Necromech grind take way longer than it should. And when I say entire, I mean it. Because it's not just the damaged casings that are not dropping and are going to take forever, but all those other resources. Do you want to guess how many Necromechs I had to kill? A whopping 29! Oh, yeah, let's go! How did this happen? Well, there are 2 schools of thought. When you start farming, here's what the odds look like. But as you continue to get more of the pieces, the chances of you getting nothing or a duplicate rise dramatically. The other theory is that the man in the wall is trying to get me, I need to run. Both theories are equally acceptable. And listen, it's not like I didn't try to make this easier for myself. After the first couple isolation vaults, I had a genius idea. Necros. He has an ability that increases drop chances. That sounds amazing. That sounds like, I don't have Necros. Oh my fucking god. Where do I get him? You. Okay, I have Necros, and now using Necros' Desecrate ability, I can farm the damaged Necromech parts at the same rate, because the one time I don't read the wiki happens to be the one time it would have been useful. Despite my best efforts to make the grind go faster, it just wouldn't. I wouldn't get anything, or I would get duplicate damaged parts, until eventually I had every damaged part except for the casing. If you were to roll an 8-sided die 29 times, the chances of you rolling at least a 1 would be 98%, and yet the Void Rig casing eluded me until kill 29. But don't worry, because the Void Rig casing is going to continue being a problem. Well, now that we have the blueprints, it's time to build said blueprints. Most of this garbage isn't going to be a problem, and yes, the new requirements are way easier, but going piece by piece shouldn't be too difficult. For the Void Rig capsule, we already had the 2 Scintillant from doing the isolation vaults. Next up was the 15 spinal cord sections, which we could farm from random fish out in the Cambrian Drift. Okay, not too bad. Next up, we need 10 Marquise Veridos. For those of you that don't know, this resource is from the Plains of Eidolon, and that's something you'll notice going forward with every single one of these blueprints, because back in the day, it required resources from all 3 of the open worlds. Oh boy. Fortunately, I already had the 10 Marquise Veridos from other farming I had done on the Plains of Eidolon. Next up, I needed a single biotic filter. Again, not too bad. 50 tempered batholite, which, while tedious, wasn't too difficult to get. And then 75 ISOs? I haven't done anything in Railjack. I have to... So anyway, after spending the formulative years of my life farming for Necromech parts and then farming up 75 ISOs, I had everything I needed to build the Void Rig engine. Next up, Void Rig Weapon Pod. 40 Thaumic Distillate, which required resources from both Cambrian Drift and from the Orb Valis. 3 biotic filters, not an issue. Then 25 Chark Electroplaques. This shouldn't have been a problem. I didn't need that many. And yet, when I went to the plains, I could not find these stupid eels. Where are these fish? I don't even see any fish on this thing. This is not Bass Pro Shop certified. I cannot lie to you guys. At this point, I was feeling very burnt out. I just wanted to play the new war, and yet I had spent days farming for this one thing, and I wasn't even done yet. The Void Rig casing, which required 60 Adramal alloy, which also required resources from the Orb Valis, 20 Venerdo alloy, another resource from the Orb Valis, and 8 stellated necrothene. Naturally, I started on the Orb Valis. Couple hours there, getting all the resources I needed, then came over to the Cambrian Drift. This shouldn't be a problem. In any other world, it wouldn't have been a problem. And yet, I got all of the Adramali. Who names this shit? I got all the Adramal alloy. All I needed was some stellated necrothene. Oh my god. You see, I haven't been entirely honest with you. I did everything I mentioned before, but this isn't how I got the Necromech. How did I get it? Well, here is where I got the Necromech. To this day, this remains as one of the few times I have actually paid platinum to rush an upgrade. I don't want to spend my platinum on this. I want to spend it on incomprehensible doohickeys and color palettes to make my Warframe the same color as Barney Vomit. Everything I have told you up to this point has been what I can remember from the trauma. There's probably plenty other fuck shit that had to happen, but I just won't remember it because I choose not to. To this day, this remains the one Warframe grind that actually broke me. And that's why I'm so thankful that it has been changed in recent years, that you get a loner Necromech in the new war, and that the requirements themselves have been made so much easier, because again, DE really does seem to care. And you know what? At the end of the day, all of that headache was so worth it, because the new war, the thing I wanted to do in the first place, was so amazing. The cinematics were beautiful, the plot is going in fucking I don't even understand. Upgrades you get are gameplay changing, okay? This isn't just upgrading Serration for 5% more damage. These Archon shards and everything else that goes along with them are the final piece to the hydrogen bomb that makes before and after New War look like Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb. And don't even get me started on the best character ever, Call 175, putting up LeBron numbers against the Sentients who, and I quote, We're taking over the most sophisticated technology and gradually gaining powerful resistances to even the most advanced Orokin weaponry. Huh, interesting. I guess that didn't include fire, and this universe is equivalent to the MAC-10. Wait a minute. Bill Clinton signed the federal assault weapons ban, which explicitly banned MAC-10s. Is Bill Clinton a sentient spy? Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. You want to see how much screen time the Necromechs get in cutscenes? Are you fucking kidding me? You don't even finish that mission in the Necromech? Oh! But you know what? It's over. And this is the whole reason my fuck-ass mech sits there with 0 upgrades, like one of Elon Musk's many wives. Desperate for attention they will never get. I don't care if the damage is good. I am still butthurt about how much time I wasted trying to build this thing, only to barely even use it. Whatever. Maybe I'll get over myself one day and actually upgrade this thing. Maybe I won't. How was your experience with the Necromech grind? Do you have stories of your own encounters with the statistical anomaly? Let me know in the comments. I read those even if I don't reply. Anyway, I've been Archie. See ya.